Oh, Greg's address. Okay. All right. This is Easter. Was it Good Friday? It's Good Saturday, whatever they call it. So this is Monument Valley. Let's tap into that. That's in where is that? Arizona? I don't even know where it is. Something like that. I'm nowhere near it. That's all I know. It's in a couple places, Arizona and Utah. Yeah. So tap into those energies. There's a lot of alien energies there. Portals, things of that kind. The Old West. Just you go there to connect to the spirit realms. It's kind of like you go there like when you die and it's like, wow, look at that, look at this world. All they do is problem after problem. And you go into a place that's peaceful and you don't see any of those problems. Everything is calm and many can't handle that. That's why some have problems dying, because they can't leave all the chaos here. They love it. So let that sit in for a little bit. Yeah, so many have knowledge of what the SSP and feel like they know everything on that. But, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But whatever. That's like a lot of, like the origins of humanity. There's so many different versions of it. I don't know. When the world finally makes peace with itself, we'll know. It doesn't really matter at this point. There's a lot of wizards and things of that kind. And then Australia, I forget the name. There's another word for this. I can't pronounce what that is called, but I think I have an image here for it. I don't. Ayers Rock. Actually, I think I did channel that a while back. Maybe I called it a different name. Let me check. I could have swore I. Oh, I guess I never did it. I guess not. It looks familiar. Doesn't matter. I think there's another name for it. It's a massive redstone monument lives in the heart of the outback of Australia. Let's put it that way. I thought I had a different name there. No, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a large sandstone formation in center Australia. And that was submitted to ET Origins. I only had like one submission there. Others are too scared to submit there or whatever, and that's fine. But that's the place to go to for subject matters to come through. And it's Alpha Centauri. Yeah, it's funny how some people are scared to post there. It's like, okay, whatever. Sure. Change is not easy. And also the island portal, Dolmens. It's like a giant valley. Ireland and England, of course, have dragon frequencies. This Ireland, I don't tap into Ireland very often, but there's just a medieval energy about it. So definitely a portal frequency for those that can tap into it. So we just bring in those energies, and spiritual community still has a lot to heal, because there's so much chaos in the spiritual community. Not everybody, but you can feel it. They can feel it. A lot of lost energy. Just feel like the world's going to get better when the world is not there to get better, so it'll be challenging. It's like you come here to understand reality. And not everybody wants to do that. Like, you come here not to be delusional of the world, here to kind of understand it, what it's here for. It's just here to test. I mean, souls here just come here and they just need these challenges. And then when we don't need these challenges anymore, you can say the world will get more peaceful, maybe more boring, depending on how you look at it. That's why Monument Valley is kind of interesting, because it's like going into the spirit realm where everything is just, all the problems of the world don't matter. At least that's one place you can go. There's other places, of course. We just don't have to worry about anything. So remember all the stuff we're worrying about? We didn't need to worry about any of it. So obviously when you're here, it's a little bit different for obvious reasons, but we do create our own problems. Not always, but a lot of times it's the case. So, ow. So, all right, Fritzy's here. So also the Australian ULURU, however you pronounce that. I can't really pronounce the name. I don't know why they name these things so Aries rock, we'll just call it that. It has also a fountain of youth energy connected to it. So yeah, it's very, you can say alien. So, yeah, the spirit realms, of course, connected to everything, but I don't know, just yeah, there's a lot of egos that need to be healed on this world. A lot. Well, when you heal the ego energy, that's when you can see more of the spirit realms, and people can relax more. We're not quite there yet, obviously. Well, yeah, when you hear it say to remove a lot of the challenges of the world, a lot of the souls here, people, individuals, they still need these challenges, of course. So they're going to keep these challenges here as long as they need them for their growth. So might as well get it while you can, because yeah, the world won't continue like this forever, of course, but I'll be here as long as I need to, though. Obviously, it's a mystery. So I was on a comment, private sessions. I have a scheduler. I have a shop here. I have the webinar. The Discord, the behind the scenes, the archive, and the site here. You have one submission here. Of course, you have a couple posts, not that many actually, but one submission. So thank you for that. You can post on the site if you dare. That's the place to go. I'm not sure what the fear is there, but whatever works. It's called ascending. It's maybe not as easy as some might think. I think the fourth dimension, the aliens are going to make things simpler. I don't know about that. Like, you can't connect to them, but some aren't ready for it. They might talk about it, but a lot of talk. But again, there's a whole other story. Yeah, making peace with oneself, that's another story. Making peace with the planet itself, some aren't ready for that. Not going in the background. So, all right, so we're going to Monument Valley. We call it the Aries Rock. We call it that in Australia. This also has they can see Alpha Centauri from there, so I'll bring some of those energies there, and then also Ireland portal. Yeah, we'll just call it that. All right, the cats are here. You just can't see them. They're going through everything. So, all right, blessings. Here you go. Greetings, we have consciousness of Monument Valley. There is places around the world where it does feel like you're connected to the spirit realms. And that's why many go there to kind of reset their frequency. You can say Sedona has some of those energies. It's usually out in the middle of nowhere, away from civilization. It's kind of it's getting away from the human consciousness. Like big cities, there's a lot of human consciousness, a lot of minds, a lot of thinking, a lot of clutter. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's like a jungle for your mind. We go out to the middle of nowhere, just rest, relax, reset, connect with spirit. If you're ready for that, not many, they bring their problems there and just untangle it, get more clarity about their reality, which is nothing wrong with that. So there are why people climb mountains, for example. It's kind of, for some of them, is to get closer to spirit. course, some don't survive climbing a mountain, and then they go visit spirit. So it was like, and that's a cleanse also. And some are climbing a mountain that is beyond their capability, and obviously with challenges of life. But this world has obviously many challenges that uh, some don't want to hear it. But yes, you add it to your card catalog before you incarnate. And some of you just take all the challenges you can get and just dump them into your incarnation. Hopefully, you can sort it out while you're here. And yes, in spirit realms, you might not be aware of what you just got yourself into. Because when your hair is so dense, it's not easy. Because the density of this earth is so heavy, you can actually remove a lot. If you weren't so dense, you can remove some of these challenges. And here it's like you're stuck with a challenge for a long time. For as long as it needs to be there, let's put it that way. Because there are realities where you just go through one challenge and it's like, I can't do this anymore. And you had a challenge for a day. This world, it's a lifetime. One challenge after the other. Yeah. It's pretty much the universe, all its problems, most of the problems are all in one world. Not all. If it was all the problems, you can't handle it in this dimension. But finding a place, a home, a bookstore, somewhere where you get clarity, where you can connect more to the spirit realms. It could be a park, it can be anywhere, wherever you choose. And you don't have to necessarily have all these major downloads from the spirit realms. Maybe just some peace. I know many are, yes, they need all this alien knowledge from all these different places, and that's great. But after a while, it's like, how about some just peace of mind and just, some kind of enjoyment? Because many have all this knowledge about the universes and all these alien species, and they're not happy at all. And you can be an alien being with all this great knowledge, all these Arcturian beings, all this knowledge. But how many of them are really that happy? They might be in the higher frequencies, but they also lack experience. They might be able to give guidance, but a lot of them don't have the experience of this world. Yes, they might say that their reality is the achievement, maybe on a relaxation level, but there's also achievement of challenges. Just like when you run a marathon, not everybody can do it. Well, your world, not everybody can incarnate in a world like this. It doesn't mean you have to keep doing it over and over again. But look at it that way. Because you have these aliens. It's like, so why aren't you here? And then, of course, they'll come up with all these excuses. So, some of them have been here, but some of them are talking a big show. But who doesn't do that? Yes, how many, like the Wizard of Oz, they put up this big facade. The aliens do that too. Some of you can catch it, others can't. Well, they want to, many here that want to feel like it's brighter at the end of the tunnel. And it is, but not, the spirit realm is far from perfect. You can get some more clarity, but not always. That's why here on this world is basically kind of like resetting your frequency, making peace with the earth is important. Well, it helps with an easy transition out of here also. If you leave here fighting, it's hard to leave this planet and to get stuck here. So just basically, yes, understanding how this world works. Well, your place in it, the reason for it. Yes, many do create reasons for being here. They're just entertainment. They call it spirituality, but a lot of it is entertainment. But they won't admit it. And they probably won't admit it for a very long time. There are spirit beings that will just give you the truth, but others don't want to hear it. Even in the spirit realms, they don't always want to hear it. Even in the spirit realm, you can live in your own little world. And that's why they incarnate here, and then they wonder why all these problems are happening, because in their mind, they can do all this, and when they get here, they do the opposite of it. So there's just a lot of clarity souls still have to go through. Well, basically, some of you are going into a time of manifesting what you want and need, also having a more clear life, basically more of a satisfying life. But not everybody's ready for that because it just challenges that just, well, you have to learn why you're in those challenges. But then again, those challenges do also have timelines connected to them. They're there for a reason. They have a personality. Challenges have a personality, a soul, consciousness connected to it. It's like, think of like a spirit being that's just very good at like training a soul, like training someone how to play chess. So there's just energy beings that know how to challenge the souls here. Now you might not like them, but they are. Doesn't mean they're always from the lower dimension. Some of them are, but not all of them. Just basically have more clarity of your own soul if you can even reach that. But some of you are here to truly connect to more peace of mind. Even if you have challenges in your life, but just an inner peace. Which, how many are really there? Well, really, even if they are a celebrity, that doesn't mean anything. All that wealth, and that doesn't mean anything because you can be all that wealth just to hide from yourself, like to get the furthest away from yourself as possible. A blockade. It's basically just finding inner peace, and that's where the manifestations become stronger. Doesn't mean you have to accept your challenges of your reality, but become a little bit more peaceful with it. Just not fighting it, because many incarnate and fight life all the time. And yes, going with the flow helps, but there's more to it than that. It's basically an inner peace. Some are dealing with their ego. Their egos can be sharp as a nail and attack others, and it just basically is insecurity. Massive insecurity. So the ego gets bloated, becomes a monster, you can say. So some of you know that already, or have some idea of that. This is green steel. We have Aries Rock of Australia. There's also Alpha Centauri. Well, yes, the rock itself does have some rehabilitation energies. Those connections to spirit realms. It's kind of alien, you can say, to some level. It is, of course, connected to the earth. It's basically help you remember yourself. I mean, there's a place like you can sleep by a rock like that for a long time. All of a sudden, you go astrally. All of a sudden, you don't worry about anything. It's almost like getting high. And doesn't mean that you're at the point of walking through walls and all that, but you get very light over time. You just start to trust the spirit realms, or basically your inner self, your higher consciousness. Yes, where everything here doesn't matter anymore. As you can go into a monument, like, or just getting away from everything. You kind of reset your frequencies. You delete the programming of your reality. Or you can say you throw it away. At least the mental programming here. And you can see, clarity much easier. As humans are always, not everybody, quite a few are fighting among each other. Of course, it's like why others are fighting, why you might be at peace, but others are fighting you, they're trying to either pull you into their space, take control of your soul, trying to own you for whatever reason. There is soul ownership there. If some parents do that, they want to devour their kid, even eat their kid, literally eat their child. That sounds a little strange there, but really controlled because there's a lot of insecurities there. It's like, I didn't do anything with my life. I have this new kid. The soul is trying to hold on to a child's soul and live through that soul. You see that a lot. Getting your kid to play baseball and all that, kind of living through your kid. And that's very heavy here. It's basically, is humanity wanting to know the answers? The answers are everywhere, but does humanity in general want to know? Some do, most don't. It gets kind of scary because the fourth dimension, as many talk about it, that's scary also. That's when you see everything. You see the universe. How many are ready for that? They talk about the aliens, but what about if you actually meet one? That's scary to many. Yes, you might talk about it. It's a lot of talk. Now, some of you are actually serious about it to bring them in. Most aren't that serious. So, as some of you can probably feel that. That's what you're here to do. Well, you're here to connect more to your universe and to see how wild that place is. Also, you have some idea here. It's basically, yes, the world, this earth, the humanity here to get over itself. Yeah, to transition to more of a simpler life, you can say. So, that's this. Brings you the portal from Ireland. Blessings. Yes, there's several monuments in Ireland that haven't been shown here actually. Well, it's just by ideas connected to the frequencies of it. Soul identity, realizing where you come from. Of course, you come from many places, but what brought you here? Some of you have been not challenged enough in the spirit realm, so obviously you don't want to die yet, because you gotta figure out what you're here to do first at all, for that matter. And many can go their whole lives not knowing what they came here for, or even to reach that point. Not to, I mean, there's not to worry. You'll find it if you absolutely. Some don't really want to know. Yes, they want to know why they're here, but what is that going to do if they're told? Because some aren't there to achieve that. They've found other reasons to be here. Or to get away from that. Yes, you can have a purpose here and avoid it, which many do actually. So it's not to avoid it. Well, it's like the knowledge of why you're here is very deep within yourself, and reaching that is, it's kind of like having that inner voice come through. If you wanted to, many are still in denial of that. It doesn't mean that you're here to. Well, basically, ideas of, yes, the idea you come here to make this world a bit more tolerable for others. Yes, less violence. Violence here is just basically souls trying to separate from themselves, trying to break. Just to kind of, they're not ready to heal, so they cause difficulties for others. So that's a lot of why the violence is happening here. It's like they're not ready to heal. They want others to feel their pain, and then just continue to do it until they want everybody to feel their pain. Even protesting has some of that. Of course, the politician energy is still is like a backwards frequency. That's like some politicians are actually descending. Of course, I mean, really going backwards. And they kind of know it, but they do it anyway. And just have some kind of, and some of them they cycle back into this world, and they act self-sabotage so they can come back here. Why they're doing the horrible things that they do, so they can come back here, literally to open up another door. There is that they cause themselves some karma, so they reincarnate again for whatever reason. Yeah, some like to come here to cause chaos because they're addicted to it. And so that's why some of you incarnate to stop that. Sometimes you have to have them all attack you to heal it, to basically, so because darkness comes into light when it comes to you. When you're being attacked by others, verbally or whatever it might be, it's basically insecurity. There's probably more to it than that, but that's a big part of it. But to connect to the portals, energies, all these portals are connected to, yes, other dimensions, which some of you can't access. That doesn't mean they have to be by these portals, but it does activate the chakras so you can go into another realm. Yes, of course, you're always going multi-dimensional all the time, just not many are always noticing it. Well, there's many in society, humanity's energy, for the most part, doesn't want to grow quickly, wants to go take things very, very slow. Because the challenges here. Just takes the challenges very slow. Very, you're not ready, yes, to face themselves. That's part of it. Like you don't need these challenges, like to overcome these challenges. Some are holding on to challenges, but you don't have to. It just gives them something to do. Like those challenges give them purpose. It's like you're wondering what purpose is. Yeah, look at your own situation right now. It's right. It's usually right in front of you. They just don't want to say it. It's like your purpose is right now. But for some, it's not good enough. They wrote like 2 words, 3 words. It's like, it's currently what's going on right now. But some are still having difficulties accepting that. So.